From the Exidy Sorcerer to the Mattel Aquarius to the TRS-80 Model 1, we've covered a lot of Z80-based computers here on the channel. But today we're covering one from Japan. It's the NEC PC-6001, and it's right here on Vintage Geek. Just a reminder, if you like vintage computers like the one we're covering today, please be sure to like and subscribe. It's going to help us a lot as we grow, and I would encourage you to become a member at our website. It's all at vintagegeek.com. Back in the early 80s, the Z80 processor was king of the personal computer. We've covered a number of different systems here on the channel that used a variant of that processor, and today is no exception, except we're taking a look at one from Japan. This one is the NEC PC-6001, and in this case they were using an NEC version of the Z80 chip. It was fully compatible from everything that I've read, and this is an interesting little PC. This particular computer came out in November of 1981 and was the beginning of the PC-6000 series, of which there were later models that included a kind of redesign of the case and styling and so forth, but this is one of the early designs. This particular computer has 16 kilobytes of RAM, it could support up to 9 colors as I understand it, and it had 3-voice sound, which is pretty rare for a computer of its age. I want to take a look at this machine, see everything that it has to offer, and fire it up, maybe play a couple of games today here on Vintage Geek. This is the NEC PC-6001. Now, as I understand it from seeing the original commercial for this product, it was called the Papicon in Japan, and they had a really catchy little jingle to go along with it. This particular machine is actually set up with an English keyboard. I want to take a look at that really quick here. It's kind of a chiclet style keyboard, so it's similar to other styles we've seen here on the channel. These are not the rubbery kind of keys that we saw in the Panasonic JR200, but it is kind of a similar arrangement. There's similar spacing between each key on the keyboard, and we do have some function keys across the top, F1 through F5. There is a language key that appears to be kind of like a caps lock key over here on the right-hand side of the keyboard. And when you engage that, it uses a totally different character set to make it compatible with the Japanese language. There's a graph key at the bottom next to the spacebar, which is something we don't normally see on other PCs. You also have a set of 4 arrow keys, which is kind of unique for the system. We haven't seen that in too many other computers where they're all bunched together like that until later years. And there's an insert and delete key above that group of 4 arrows. So a little bit different keyboard arrangement, but still very familiar to anyone using a computer in the US at the time. It looks like across the top of the unit there's some ventilation as well as an actual speaker that's built into the system, and it looks like there may be a volume control for that speaker on the back of the unit as well. Taking a look at the right hand side of the unit, there is a cartridge slot included. We don't actually have any of the cartridges for the system, unfortunately, but it looks like from the ads and the early literature I found that there were actually cartridges for productivity software and some games that could have shipped with the unit originally, and I'd love to find those at some point to see what they may contain. On the left hand side we have 2 9-pin joystick ports. This is very similar to the Panasonic JR200, and I believe these are pin compatible with the joysticks that would work for that unit and many others. Now let's take a look at the back of the unit. Starting from the left hand side, we have of course the power cord input to the system. There is a rocker type power switch as well as a reset button below that. Moving over from there, we have a larger connector that would have been used for the RGB type monitor. We actually do have the NEC monitor that came with the system originally. Unfortunately, when we tried to power up this monitor and use it, it powers up, but we're not getting any kind of picture or video happening with it. So there's something damaged inside it. Maybe a component has failed. I'm not really sure what's going on. We'll have to use a different monitor today and hope that at some point we can get the NEC monitor back up to par. Moving further from that, there is the 5-pin DIN interface that works with the cassette recorder. Again, this is standard. It works with the Panasonic JR200 type wiring, as well as a lot of others that were standard at the time. Aside from that, we have an audio port. That's a standard audio out. It's nice that the system has that. A lot of the systems at the time didn't. And then we have 2 other RCA connectors, one on the top for the RF output. It looks like this would be compatible with a modulator type setup where you could use a standard television. Below that there's a composite video out, which would work with the built-in NEC monitor or pretty much any composite monitor at the time. We're going to be using that for our testing. And then if you go a little bit further over, you're going to find a volume control for the built-in speaker, and above that there's an RS-232 expansion area. Ours does not have that card in it, but it looks like there's kind of a plastic extrusion where you could put the adapter inside the system. It's a pretty complete unit for the time. It's really unique to me that it has the separate audio and video outs. It also has the RGB functionality, which is really cool. All of these ports, of course, are labeled in Japanese. We had to use some external literature to figure out what each one was for, and I'm excited to get this system plugged in and see what we can do with it. Now it's time to officially try to power up the PC-6001. Let's turn on the power switch and see what happens. All right, so right away we go into a question. It says how many pages. I believe this is basically how many pages of RAM or memory that you want to allocate to use in a given session. Some games use 1 page, some use 2. I'm going to go ahead and set this up for 2 initially. And it looks like we've got N60 Basic. This is a Microsoft version of Basic from 1981. And it looks like we've got some hotkeys across the bottom of the screen. So let's see if we can actually load something. Now, we did not get any software with the system, but there are a number of games available for the NEC PC-6001 online. We're going to start out with one called The Cheat. Oh yes, and we have ample code showing here. Looks like you can actually see a little bit visually of what's happening with some of the game. So let's see what this game looks like. The Cheat. Teacher site. Get caught 3 times and you fail. All right, so we've got controls. We've got the left, right, and up. The test time is 50 minutes. Did you study? I did not study. I was not aware there was going to be a test. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a pretty cool graphic for something written in BASIC. I like it so far. Now, I'm not sure if the movement at the top is actually showing us where things are moving around or if that's just kind of a generic thing. Let's see if we hit the right-hand side. Okay, we've got a 7 showing up on the right-hand one here. What if we hit the left one? 9, okay. How about the middle one? 2. All right, I'm gonna try right again. Now we got 5 on the right. Time's up, finished faster, grade 16 points. You can take a makeup test with the return key, but I'm not really sure what the actual, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing here. Okay, so the 5 dots that are moving across the top are the teacher's site. Get caught 3 times and you fail. So left has 6, middle is 1, 4 on the left, 0. So I guess I can just cheat as long as the eyes are not on that side of the screen. So can I just keep doing that? Or maybe it's supposed to fill in all of them at once or something. Okay. Oops. Well, I'm not sure what my score was there. It jumped past the screen very quickly. This must be based on speed, how many numbers you can reveal on each side without being caught. Oops, I got caught. Oh, got caught again. If I can just fill up the middle now. Honestly, these look a little bit like McDonald's employees. Now, I realize that, you know, they're taking a test, but maybe it's a test on cheeseburgers. I don't know. Said I had 18 points that time, so getting a little bit better in my cheating skill, I guess. It's an interesting concept. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, but it looks like the idea is just to get as many numbers as you can filled in on each one of these test papers without being caught. So it's definitely clever. I love the way it looks. The movement is good, and it's a fun little game. Next up, we have a game called Hamburger Shop. Now, I assume this is going to have something to do with hamburgers, and I'm getting hungry already. So let's see what this game is all about. Part-time job, Hamburger Shop. How to play, put on the ingredients, customers order, press space. It's from a company called Pineapple Soft. Got a little hamburger shop here. Let's play. Start. Highest wage, 0. All right. So, put ham. Put cheese, I guess D. Oh, wow. I thought it was telling us in real time when to do things. Wow, we even get a resignation letter. I put my heart into this business, but the owner fired me. That's why I quit. Let me see if, now that I know what I'm doing, if we can actually assemble a hamburger correctly. Patty. Veggies. Patty. Ham. Veggies. Patty. Ham. Cheese. Bun. Yes, I did it. I made 400 yen. Patty, veggies, patty, veggies, 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 and oops, veggies. All right, 1,100 yen. Things are going well. Patty, veggies. I'm going to build a successful hamburger. It's going to happen. 24.50. I'm on a roll. 34.50. Things are going really well, and the burgers are getting smaller. See if I can break 10,000. Yay! I did it. I'm just gonna mess this one up on purpose. Got to get fired at some point, you know? Hey, you know what? 10,000 yen, I'll take it. This is actually a really kind of cool little game. I like what they've done here with the very simple graphics on screen. You have to be very deliberate about the key presses. You can't go into it half-heartedly. You really got to get fully behind your hamburger. Another good game for the NEC PC-6001. And now we have a game called simply River Patrol. One can only guess what this will be about. Let's give it a try. Oh, well, this is going to be a little bit more challenging for me. Play, hit Y key. Well, let's find out what's going to happen here. Oh boy, okay. Well, it looks like I died, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I assume moving left and right. Oh yeah, okay, now I see. So I'm the V, which is the boat. You gotta move between these obstacles. Oh no. It moves a little faster than I gave it credit for. For being a game written in BASIC using character graphics, not bad. Oh, you gotta move to the right here, come on. Am I supposed to get these people, or, oops. I'm not sure if the people are ones that need to be rescued. Okay, move a little bit to the left here. Oh, well, I got the person, but I went right into the boundary. I think the problem is the refresh rate's actually taking away from the control. Ah! I also don't know if it works to actually hold down the arrow keys. I'm gonna try that. It does. Okay, that might help. Oh no. Such a disappointing X out when you lose. Okay, all right. Things are going better. This is gonna be tough. Ah! It's really hard to do those last second movements because there's only so much time between the refresh. It's a clever game though, something written in BASIC using character graphics, but it definitely gets the job done. My days as a river patrol agent are probably going to be very short given my success rate here so far, but I did get 720 on that round, so can't complain too much. Next we're going to cover a game called Slayer. This game is kind of an early version of an RPG, so I'm really curious to see what this looks like. Please wait. Oh, we got some graphics going on here. Slayer, okay. Hit return. Round 1 start, life 1. Okay, looks like we got some little blocky graphics here, moving around on the screen. Okay. We got a little bit of a top-down map view going on here. I guess I'm gonna choose the down path. We're at a crossroads. And my life is good so far. I'm just gonna keep going down, see what happens. Haven't encountered anything yet. We've reached the end of the ability to go downward. I guess we'll keep going to the right. I'm honestly not sure if this is just, we just haven't run in. Oh wait, here's something. Push space. Is this a door? Oh, nice. It's a door. Bread. We added 36 to our life. Strength +3. We've leveled up. Looks like we can go down again. Let's try that. Only one way to go from here. I will say the soundtrack to this game is quite interesting. It's only a few notes and they kind of just go up and down. Probably wouldn't want to keep the volume up on this for too long, but at least they did put some music with it. I think I've been here before. All of these rooms look the same. Oh, another door. What do we have in this door? Don't have ring. Okay. So I guess I need to find a ring somewhere. Can I go past the door, or does it always go through it? Nope. Where will I find the ring? I go up this time. I feel like this might be one of those games where you have to kind of keep a map on paper so you know where you're going and where you've been. As he aimlessly wanders about, not knowing where to find the ring. Ooh, what's this? I got the ring. Now I just have to find my way back to that door. My precious. Nothing like a little backtracking. And no, I don't remember the exact way I used to get here. I feel like I'm in the right place. Oh, am I going to be able to get in this door now? I have the ring. Exit. Sweet. I made it through one round of the game by finding the ring and opening a door. Now, I don't know how in-depth this game is or how many different levels there are or rounds. There's certainly enough happening on the screen to be interesting. Definitely an interesting early kind of RPG game and fun to see something like this on the NEC personal computer. So that was my first look at the NEC PC-6001, and I have to say that I'm pretty impressed overall. It's a Z80 based machine, so fairly limited in capability. It does have better RAM capability than some of the systems at the time, but I'm pretty impressed with the little little games that were written for it. Having that 3-voice sound was nice to have in some of the games as well, and overall it just felt good to use it. I look forward to finding more titles for the NEC machine. Maybe we'll find some original productivity software at some point. That would be cool to check out, and some other programs as well. Just a reminder, if you're into vintage tech and vintage computers like the ones we've covered here on the channel and the one we covered today, be sure to like and subscribe. It's going to help us a lot as we grow, and I would encourage you to consider becoming a Vintage Geek member. You can do that on our website at vintagegeek.com. We've got extra code snippets, a little bit of extra video content, and of course discounts for visits to the museum. Until next time, I'm Aaron, and this has been Vintage Geek.